Now, here's an interesting fact about my parents' connection. I mentioned my mom is from Manila, Philippines, and my dad is from Pleasant Grove. Well, my dad's actually from a neighborhood in Grove called Manila. And I always thought it was just random that they were both from places called Manila. But I've since learned that the connection is a little stronger than I thought. So let me show you what I found. What I was really trying to do is figure out what was Manila, the Manila where my dad was from, because I know he's from Pleasant Grove, but like, what is Manila? How is he also from Manila? And what I found here was a Pleasant Grove City neighborhood map, and Manila is a neighborhood within Pleasant Grove. It's the northernmost neighborhood. And I also found a news article about that area, the neighborhood. It's from the Deseret News entitled Manila Ward to Celebrate Its Centennial on Friday. And just for some background, in the LDS church, churches are divided geographically. It goes region and then stake, and then subdividing the stakes is the ward. So the ward is the smallest geographical grouping, and the wards will go to a specific church building. So this was the Manila Ward, was celebrating its 100th year on Friday, which this was published in April of 1990. So 1890 was when this Manila Ward was created. And the article says here, the ward was organized on April 20, 1890 as the Pleasant Grove 3rd Ward. For 8 years, the members met in an old schoolhouse until a rock meeting house was completed. On December 18, 1898, then Senator Reed Smoot attended the dedication of the meeting house and suggested the ward change its name to Manila. The Pleasant Grove 2nd Ward had changed its name to Linden, and Linden is now a city in just south of Pleasant Grove, leaving only a 1st and 3rd Ward in Pleasant Grove. So again, I'm guessing they're saying, hey, it doesn't make sense to have a 1st and 3rd Ward and not a 2nd Ward. Since 2nd changed its name to Linden, we should probably change our names off from numbering as well. So ward members accepted Smoot's suggestion. The sinking of the battleship Maine had been in the news, and the peace treaty had been signed in Manila, Philippines during the week of the dedicatory meeting. Here's a picture of Reed Smoot. He's wearing a white top hat, light-colored jacket, light-colored pants and white shoes, looking very dapper. And it's this historical article from Pleasant Grove, plgrove.org, noted that Reed Smoot was a visiting authority from Utah State Presidency. He proposed the name of Manila, and he was inspired by the United States victory that year at Manila Bay in the Philippines during the Spanish-American War. And the battle at Manila Bay was the war that ended the Spanish-American War and ended the Spanish reign over, or the ruling over, the Philippines. So there's an actual connection to Manila Pleasant Grove and Manila, where my mom's from. They're both named Manila after Manila, Philippines. And I was trying to remember, I thought it was spelled with 2 L's, and I remember there being a sign where Manila had 2 L's in it, because we always used to make the distinction. My mom's from Manila, Philippines with 1 L. My dad's from Manila, Utah with 2 L's. And so like I said, I remember driving as a kid that there was a sign that said Manila with 2 L's. And I went to look it up. This is a picture from Google Earth. As you can see, the sign says established 1980, which would have been the Pleasant Grove 2nd Ward. It changed to Manila again in 1898. But anyway, it does have Manila here, a sign with 1 L. And this sign has now been, this was an old Google Earth photo, I think from 2011. And this new one, there's a new monument that has Pleasant Grove, Manila sign, established 1890 again with 1 L. So I was thinking, well, why on earth did I think it was 2 L somewhere? And then I found in that Deseret News article that I was looking at earlier, it goes on to say that Robert Monson, who was the chairman for the centennial celebration, remembers when the ward ordered black iron lettering, which said Manila Ward, and the lettering had Manila with two L's. So they ordered iron lettering that said Manila Ward for the Manila Meeting House, and it was spelled with two L's. And this article says, and it is still that way as of when this was published again, which was in April 1990. And then since then, that building house that was part of the renaming of the Pleasant Grove Second Ward to Manila after the Battle of Manila in the Philippines, that church building was sold off, and it's now known as the Stone Gate Weddings and Events Center. So if you're ever at that center in Pleasant Grove, you are stepping back into the history that's connected to the Philippines. This was a clip from my podcast, the Part Filipino Podcast, which you can find here on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. I hope you join in.